And not only am I impressed with his physique, but I'm impressed with what he puts in behind the scenes. Like I said, showing up with the notebook, paying attention to everything I'm doing, understanding that, like, yeah, I'm gonna do things different, but having something to back it up, and, like, he's taking it in stride. And I told him when he signed with me, is like, we're gonna take the overall Battle of Texas. They're gonna pay for you to go to nationals. We're going to nationals. As long as we control what we need to do, that's gonna happen. So as long as we nail that, and then we can keep him calm going into show, those two things together, who's coming in second? We got my client, Sam Molfino, here. You can go ahead and get warmed up, man. Go ahead and grab your stuff, and we'll chat for a second. But Sam Molfino is a relatively new client of mine. He's been with me for like six weeks and planning on doing Battle of Texas in 12 weeks and 3 days. The reason he's here is he's 263 pounds at 19 years old with just a freaky physique. So figured we'd get a little backstory on him and show you guys like what it takes for someone this young to get to where he is already.
Tracking my stuff it's really helped me progress, especially as I feel like I'm getting maybe weaker as I drop some weight. Making sure I'm not getting lazy, doing lazy sets, you know, always trying to progress that.
Since last August, so a little over a year now. That's probably the first time I saw him in here. So, I'm gonna give Sam some shit for this, but when he first started coming in, we were like, who the fuck is making all that noise? And then we'd look over and see this fucking mutant moving a whole bunch of weight around, and we're like, all right, well, we get it. That was the first time that I was introduced to him. He was coming in really early in the mornings. He always had his hoodie on. He was always very focused and always just like getting after it in here.
Constant tension, yeah.
How would you describe that? Just constant tension, plain and simple?
Never letting yourself get in a spot where you can really take the tension off the lat and relax it through the shoulder. When you're going all the way up like that, you're taking all the tension off the lat, put it on your delt, and I want the constant squeeze. I don't want to give myself a break. So, yeah. John Meadows. He has my favorite training videos. I'll still go through and watch his stuff. His intensity, how precise he was with everything. You can't beat Mountain Dog on his training. Yeah.
When did you become aware of John Meadows?
When I really first started looking through all the old muscle and strength videos, all the old YouTube stuff from the 2010s, John Meadows like popped out at me. Just how hard he was and how much he explained his sets. So he was the easiest to learn from.
A little bit on the next one?
Pull it down a little bit, because that was a little bit lower rep than I would like to be. That was in the 8 to 10 rep range.
Cool. This is a slight execution change that I want to make, like on how you drive into the lat. I'm going to change this a little bit. I'll show you guys you're doing it though.
Okay.
The biggest thing that I want you to do is when you get set, keep this still. Don't crunch this way and don't crunch this way. Because you were kind of like pulling down this way, which is going to get a lot here.
Okay.
Right? I want you to keep the chest up tall. You don't need to arc really hard, but keep it up tall. And then drive that elbow forward towards that knee pad.
Keeping everything else pretty motionless.
That elbow really tight. Don't let that hand drift at the top. Keep it here. Stretch from that lat. Okay. Just down in the stretch. Keep that position. Drive elbow towards knee. Good. Yeah. Not as much pause. You can go a little faster on the way up. Good. Good. Yeah, hit my hand down there. Good, yeah. Keep that shoulder down. Stretch, 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 stretch. Good. Yeah. Good. Reach. Pull hard from here. Yeah. Good. Pull hard from here. Push that elbow as far away from your shoulder as you can. Come on. Good. Reach. Come on. Reach. Yeah. There we go. Come on. Now we're stretching that lat. Come on. Reach, 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 reach. At 18 weeks out, he sent me the message, said he was ready to go, and we just got rolling from there. To which, big credits to him, because when he came to me, he had a lot of like thoughts about how to make progress that were a little bit skewed from what I see being like the best long term, right? And to his credit, at 19, typically if I tell him like a lot of this shit has to change, there's typically pushback, because like, look, I'm 32 years old now, and 19 doesn't feel like it was that long ago. but I can remember people at my age telling me like, hey, don't do this, don't do that. And then me in my head immediately going, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know my story. They don't know what I'm capable of. And that's typically the response from a male, especially a male like him who's made as much progress as he has already. But to his credit, he's taken everything in stride and listened to what I had to say. And I've said this to a few people now, is like, if I was to change everything about his program and then he was to get no results from it or get poor results from it, it would definitely be like, all right, why am I doing this? But again, he saw what I was doing immediately. He saw the response that we got. He saw a lot of the things that were problems before start to change and not be problems anymore. And then he's like, okay, I understand why we did this. This makes sense. And now that he's seen that, he doesn't have to question what it is that I'm telling him when I make changes. He just understands everything he's told me up to this point has dramatically changed what we've done, and it's worked, so it's going to continue to do so.
After rep number 4, when we fixed that, yeah.
That's part of the shoulder blade not moving well, is because you get here and then you arc forward to get it to open versus letting it open around the rib cage.
Do you think I'm going almost too deep? Or what? When I was
You're doing fine. You were just trying to stretch from the wrong place. You were just getting an overall generalized stretch though, right? Like everything was just opening up. Versus like the intent is to spread lats, spread traps. So the way I do that is by opening my shoulder blades around the rib cage. Like this is here to keep this still.
Yeah.
Right? Like why would we have a chest pad if we're gonna end up here anyways? Like it doesn't make sense. So we use that chest pad just to keep this rigid. And then that is the thing that we work around. So this is an extension of your rib cage. Right? So think about, I'm trying to push my shoulder blades around that pad, right? Around the rib cage.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, just open up as much as you can like you're doing lat spreads.
Honestly, I think that's one of Sam's biggest strengths, is that he's willing to listen and he's willing to adapt. Like he's shown up to a few conversations with me just to ask me questions and pulled out a notebook and like written things down from that. And like, you don't see that. I didn't do that at 19. There's a lot of 19-year-olds in here who like, they'll ask you a question and they'll go, yeah, I know better than that. And they'll do something else, right? But he listens and takes everything in stride, but also gives me good feedback and goes, well, I don't think this is working well, or I'm noticing this. And like, he gives me good feedback. So like on top of just going, yeah, cool, I'm going to do the work, he's also giving me what I need in order to make sure he's bought into the program, which buy into the program is what gets results, not just here's a plan, go follow it and fuck off, you know?
Eventually one day I do want to do like coaching, you know, maybe supplement brands, stuff like that. I mean, it's my passion, it's what I love. So if I could have my life revolve around that, that would be ideal. Yeah, with the band, you're almost not able to get the full squeeze at top.
Okay, so I mean, think about it. We have that bottom peg, right? Right?
Yeah.
So what is the band doing that the bottom peg isn't?
Creating more resistance on the pullback.
Right. And
Yeah.
they're both doing the same job. Right? So like that's the, like, I don't care. You can use the band if you like the way it feels with the resistance. That's why I didn't say anything. It doesn't matter. Like, people overcomplicate this shit. But all you really have to do if you want that extra resistance in the squeeze,
Put it on the bottom.
weight on the bottom. Same thing. Yep, it's the same thing. The only difference is going to be there's going to be a little bit more resistance of like it pulling you back down with the band.
Yeah.
There's that elastic kind of
So
resistance.
kind of like fighting that a little bit.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
So like, do it on the first set. That's fine. But I would say in your subsequent sets, especially since you do that first, you're going to be a lot weaker here.
Yeah.
And like getting all the way up here, getting that full contraction is going to make a big difference in how much depth of that tissue you can get.
Yeah. All right. See how 4 plates goes. Feels good. I'm getting 12-ish reps. Go up to 5 top set.
Does it mean that when the real work is getting done, is that because you're tired or is that because this is hard?
The real work means I'm going to the point of where I'm like, oh shit, I don't know if I can do another one. So I want to be putting myself in that spot where I'm really challenging myself, not just going through the motions. So I'll see if I need to use more weight. If not, I'll just execute well with that weight, but it depends on what load I need. Upper back, yeah. I'm really, instead of just going up and picking up the weight, as I'm picking it up, I'm imagining that I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, squeezing my lats back, pulling my back up, really contracting my upper back and my lats, and trying to keep my hamstrings and my glutes out of it, because I can do a different RDL for that movement. After my pulling movement, I like to decompress my spine, usually with some sort of ab stretch. So either a hanging leg raise or like a air crunch like over here. This feels really good on my back. I don't feel so tight and compressed. And I work a little bit of core at the same time. So I always do that right after my pulling work.
Yeah, he started it and formulated everything.
You doing fasted cardio, Coach? You do fasted cardio?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I have been.
Yeah.
I was doing it 20 fasted and 20 post-workout, but I started doing all 40 in the morning. It's just a matter of like if cardio gets really high and it starts taking away from training, then we don't need to do fasted cardio. I would rather you get more out of your training session and just do cardio later.
There you go.
A little bit harder kind of flexing this glute. I don't know why that is, but my right glute.
Yeah, we all have a side like that. It's all right. Push into it a little bit, all right? Flex that knee, like straighten your leg out a little bit. Quads, stay on them. There you go, good. Think about, come on, up here. Come on, don't just flex the knee. There you go, good, open. Yeah, good, dude. Good. Oops. Yeah, flex those abs. Yep, good, good, good. Much better position. Fuck yeah. Just this side, just move this side up. There you go, better, better. Push. Yep, and now chest up. Good, 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 good. Yeah, much better.